Okay, hello everybody. Today we're here in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 in COWS Diamond DA42. We have a 99 nautical mile flight from Papa Hotel Oscar Golf Kahului to Papa Mike Hotel Uniform Waimea-Kohala. We'll be flying IFR, flying with real weather and real time, and it's always a challenge here in Hawaii due to the winds and changing weather. Today we'll be flying with AI ATC provided by SayIntentions AI, so you'll get to hear all of the ATC communications from clearance through center handoffs and landing. Should be awesome, so let's get started. So we're parked here on the ramp at Kahului. This is a payware airport by Northern Sky Studios, which is fantastic. As you saw from the montage, you can see those clouds with ceilings at 4,500 and actually ceilings around 1,000 feet where we're going. So for that, we're going to fly IFR. So we'll do our quick flow before turning on the battery master. We'll adjust our trim, make sure our power levels are to idle. All of our electrical switches are off. All of our circuit breakers are in. And now we can turn on the battery master. A recent update for the COWS DA42 gives us checklists and much enhanced screens, so we're going to use those throughout this flight. So I'll go to the normal operating procedures and we'll use the built-in checklist here on the display. So we'll start with the before start checklist, and our battery master is on. We'll check our voltage. That looks good. We've got sufficient voltage to start, and we can click enter to tick those. Next we'll head down to flight controls. Check that those are free and correct. Everything is moving in the right order. We've already set the trim. We'll head over here to the gear warning light, press that, and the annunciator pops on for that. I'm going to skip over the de-icing checks for today's flight. Head over here, bring the flaps down, bring the flaps full down. Looks good, both are traveling freely and going the full range. We'll bring those flaps back up. Next we'll do the variable elevator stop. So controls back, throttle full forward, you can hear it kick in, reverse it. That looks good and it's working. No passengers, seatbelts are fastened, MFD set, fuel quantity, we've got almost a full tank, left and right. Fuel temperature looks good. MFD is set up. We've got the starter key in the ignition. Power levels to idler. Strobe is coming on. Call clear prop. Check that the prop area is clear. Left engine on. We'll wait for the glow annunciator to extinguish. And now we can crank it over. Head over to the display here. You can see the oil pressure came up into the green within 3 seconds. Toggle it over and you can see that we're producing power from that engine. So we'll tick those complete. Next, head over to the right engine. Wait for the glow annunciator to extinguish and we can crank it over. There we go. Once again, we can see that the right engine oil pressure came up into the green. We toggle over to the engine display and we can see that we've got power being generated from the right engine. Okay, oil pressure left, right looks good. Our RPMs are at 710. Our fuel pumps are off. Our fuel selector, that's a little red safety guarding. We already checked those. Those are rotated down. There we go. And now we'll move our fuel selectors into crossfeed temporarily. Those are in crossfeed. We can tick that complete. We'll do the pitot heat test. Pitot heat on, annunciator goes off, pitot heat off, annunciator comes on. FMS setup. So we'll bring that up on the left screen here, the main display, and check that that's correct. There we go. And that looks good. I put in the flight plan from the Microsoft Flight Simulator loading screen, which makes it a little easier and saves me some clicks here, not dialing it manually in the FMS. So let's tune to the ATIS, and we'll get the ATIS from SayIntentions AI using the real-world weather.
Kahului International Airport, information Kilo 2054 Zulu, wind 21 at 16, visibility 10, Sky conditions, view at 1300 feet. Scattered at 4500 feet. Temperature 25.
Okay, ceiling's at 4,500 with some clouds at 1,300, wind at 16 knots, and we only have a 4-point spread for our temperature and dew point. So if the temperature starts cooling, we'd be at risk for fog. But looks like we could fly VFR out of here. We're flying IFR because our destination weather has clouds right at around 1,000 feet AGL, so we won't be able to fly VFR on that.
Advise on initial contact. You have information Kilo.
Maui Clearance, Diamond 5271 Quebec, IFR to Waimea-Kohala, Papa Mike Hotel Uniform, ready to copy with information Kilo.
Diamond 5271 Quebec, Maui Clearance, cleared to Waimea-Kohala via the Onohaitu departure, then is filed. Climb and maintain 9,000, expect 9,010 minutes after departure. Departure on 119.5, squawk 5452.
Cleared to Waimea-Kohala via Onohaitu departure, then as filed, climb and maintain 9,000. Departure frequency 119.5, squawk 5452, Diamond 5271 Quebec. Alright, open up for flight and take you through the flight brief. So we are departing IFR from Kahului via the Onohaitu departure. We're flying the Victor 11 airway to Uniform Papa Papa VOR. Then we're expecting the TAMI initial approach fix for the RNAV runway 4 based on where the winds are at our destination of Waimea. Current weather is 010 at 16 and 4 flight. You can see that the TAF shows showers in the future with ceilings descending. If we go to Waimea, it doesn't have its own weather, but if you go to Bradshaw, which is near, they are in IFR. As I mentioned, that's why we're flying IFR, because we're going to end up in the clouds as we get to our destination. If we look at our departure for runway 2, it's heading 024 to 2100 feet, climbing right turn to intercept OG radio 085 via 115 heading. If we toggle over to the RNAV for our destination, we're expecting TAMI as the initial approach fix and arriving at 4,300 feet. Maui ground, Diamond 5271 Quebec, northwest ramp, taxi with information Kilo.
Taxi to runway 2 via Foxtrot Alpha, Charlie.
Taxi runway 2 via Foxtrot Alpha Charlie, Diamond 5271 Quebec. What's nice with 4 flight is you could draw right on the map here. So use our Apple Pencil and find Foxtrot Alpha Charlie. Okay, we'll release our brakes, test them. Brakes work. We'll try not to hit the fuel truck that's on our right or the ground handler that's on our left. Hang a left here on to the taxi line. And those clouds look like they are starting to get lower since I got the weather forecast. This is beautiful. I love all of the Northern Sky studio airports. I've been buying up all the Hawaiian ones, if you noticed from this series here. Just because the interior and the exterior is fantastic, and it's fun just to island hop around them. Alright, we're on Foxtrot. I saw the sign for Alpha, and Charlie will hold short here. Runway 2. Got our checklist going, so we'll do our run-up. Maui Tower, Diamond 5271 Quebec, holding short runway 2 at Charlie, ready for departure.
Diamond 5271 Quebec, Maui Tower, wind 021 at 16, runway 2, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 2, Diamond 5271 Quebec. Alright, we're clear on our left and our right. Game on. Originally I planned to fly VFR for this flight, and when I pulled up the sectional, there's an interesting quirk of Hawaii in that the Air Defense Identification Zone passes between Kona and Maui. So to fly VFR, you need to file a special DVFR flight plan to avoid getting intercepted by jets. I was curious how local pilots manage that because you have the air defense zone in between 2 of the big islands, and I saw that the FAA published an exception for that allowed you to not do that if you're flying less than 180 knots. However, if you go in to read that, they say even though you're not required to do that, they encourage you because you still might accidentally be intercepted by jet fighters. That seems like a very FAA thing to do to help you out by relaxing a rule, but still have the same consequences as if the rule still existed. Alright, we've got our gear up. We're going to keep on flying runway heading here for our initial climb out and follow our departure procedure. We'll be turning right around the shore up here. You can see that I've got the departure chart right up on the screen because the COWS update for the DA42 integrates with Navigraph, and you can display Navigraph charts right on the screen. So we're going to be turning southeast along the shore here. I kind of wish we're going northwest because that's where Kahului is, and I installed all of the photogrammetry for Kahului in my previous video.
On Quebec, HCF Approach, radar contact, clear direct Barbie.
Alright, we're on track. Let's sit back and enjoy that scenery.
(5271) Quebec, HCF Center. Good afternoon, Kahului, altimeter 2997. Diamond 71 Quebec, expect the RNAV runway 4 approach into Waimea-Kohala. Walker Air Circle 9. Diamond 71 Quebec, proceed direct Corga. Descend and maintain 4000 until established. Cleared for the RNAV runway 4 approach.
Velocity 512, Brisbane Center, good morning.
5, contact Washington Center on 135.75. Diamond 71 Quebec, Waimea-Kohala Airport at your 1 o'clock 2 miles. Change to advisory frequency approved. Report cancellation of IFR or missed approach this frequency. Safe flight.
Alright, I can see a marshal hanging out there, so we may as well make him work for his money. So we're going to turn around here, follow his instructions. There's the stop and kill engine. Pop open the canopy. And we're going to hop out and explore Waimea as I do the debrief. So that was an awesome scenic flight with gusty winds. Added a little bit of challenge, and how about that approach to the island with the clouds hanging right over the island. So here's where you have to trust your instruments for IFR flying and your procedures. So I hope you enjoy realistic general aviation content like this. If you do, be sure to leave me a comment, click that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks, as always, for flying along with me, and stay tuned for further flight adventures.